So, Amazon, the world's biggest marketplace, which I'm pretty comfortable that you all know. They have their stores in North and South America, Asia, Europe, Australia, and Middle East. So pretty big. They have both marketplace for business to consumer, but also for business to business, which a lot of people don't know about. But they have, I think, 50% of the Fortune 100 in the US are actually customers for the business to business side. They have also some different ways of managing logistics and shipping. So basically, you could, when you sell on Amazon, ship all your products to the consumer yourself and have your own inventory. You can also ship your products to Amazon, which will have your inventory and then ship to the consumers when they order. So it's pretty easy. They make it easy to scale. They also have a retail business where they look at all the sellers and they see which sellers that make the most money, and then they order price from them and sell retail themselves. So some statistics which are pretty incredible about Amazon. In the US, 55% starts their product hunt on Amazon. 90% prischeckar, I don't know the word in English. They check the price on Amazon before they buy anything. And 50% of all e-commerce in the US is on Amazon. They have something called Prime membership, which is a huge deal. 63% of all households in the US are in some way members. At least like some parent in the household is a member. And Prime members get free shipping, they get faster shipping, and they also get better deals on a lot of products, usually around some specific dates, but they get a lot of better deals. Yeah.
So is this only for the US, or is it also applicable for Europe?
So Prime membership is something that Amazon has in, for example, Europe, but a lot of the features that are so nice with having Prime membership are not really that good in Europe yet, but it will come, and the numbers are rising all the time. So just to get a feeling for how much a product can sell on Amazon, if we take a look on the yoga mat, it actually sells for 3 million Swedish crowns each month on only Amazon US. And the garlic press sells for 700,000 Swedish crowns each month on Amazon US. And these are like the specific price, not the category, those specific price.
Is it your product or?
No, not my
in general.
No. So if you search for yoga mat on Amazon,
okay,
you will find this one, for example, and this specific yoga mat sells for 3 million Swedish crowns each month. If we take a look at a Swedish or at least Nordic brand, Fjällräven, each backpack model sells for millions each month on Amazon. Yeah. So why is Amazon so nice? Mostly because you reach a huge market. As I said, they have 63% of all American households as Prime members. But it's also a lot because of the logistics with the choice to sell through Amazon's inventory and use their shipping, etc., which makes it really easy to scale. Amazon is also growing fast. The last couple of years, or basically all these years, they have grown with 33% each year, and numbers are looking a bit different between all the different marketplaces, for example, the US and Germany. But why this is interesting is basically because if you get on top on Amazon now and you're on top of the search results, etc., you will grow with Amazon. So you won't really have to make any marketing. You will still grow because Amazon is growing. So how do you start and how do you succeed? How to start is pretty easy. You will have to handle a lot of problems with the Amazon probably, but the really how to is short and pretty easy. So the first thing I think you should do is to do research about your products, about your market on Amazon. Is it a good market for your brand, and does the product sell enough? Also in the research you will have to look on the different marketplaces. Should you sell on, for example, US, Germany, Japan, or on all of them? Logistics. Should you have your own inventory and ship yourself, or should you use Amazon's inventory? And then you just have to go to the registry and send in all your company info, and you're ready to go, and then up with the products. So that's how to start basically. You could also use, so the company which works with my company, Androp, you could use them to speed this up, especially the product phase where you are, if you have like 100 products, it will take a lot of time to get them all up on Amazon. But with Androp or similar services, you can just like click a button and it's all up. Then, okay, after registering your company and your products, how do you succeed on Amazon? How do you find all these new customers on Amazon? There's basically two ways: either by using SEO and reaching a lot of people organic, or using ads. And I think all of us would want to use SEO. Because it's free. Yeah.
Is everybody aware of SEO?
Yeah.
What that stands for? Search engine optimization.
Yeah, exactly. So you usually talk about this for Google, but it's the same for all search engines, even if it is a bit different for Amazon how it works, but the basics are the same. So the first thing you will have to do in order to succeed on Amazon is, of course, to have a great product. But I think you know much more about this than I do, so I won't really talk about that. However, it's really important to have a unique product as well. Some of the Swedish companies I help, they have products that looks great here in Sweden, and then I check them on Amazon, and there are like 5 different cheaper copies from sellers in the US or China. So you'll have to have something unique in order to succeed on Amazon. This is an example of, this was actually my first product I sold on Amazon, a similar one at least. And if you make a search for it, it all pops up really the same. And there are some that are different and they have much better sales volume. So about Amazon SEO. So if you make a search for omega-3, you'll see that there is 40,000 results on Amazon. And this is actually not the real number, it is much higher, but they stop at 40,000. So if you sell omega-3, you will have to be on the first page, probably, in order to make a lot of sales. And to be on the first page with about 25 sellers, when there is 40,000 sellers, it's pretty hard.
Is that 40,000 sellers or
products?
Okay.
So it could be more sellers or less sellers. Depends. How does Amazon SEO works? Amazon they really like sales. You can do a lot of work on your product page, on the pictures, on the text, but they look a lot on the sales. So this is really an illustration about how SEO on page works. So you could work, for example, with text, with the pictures and make everything look great, have all these keywords you want to show up for on Amazon. But in order to have any success with it, you will have to have sales as well. So I gave, these are like two variations of the same product page. This one is not as optimized, and this one is optimized. And I gave them two different numbers, so 10x and 1x. So basically what happens is that when a sale comes through optimized page, it could have 10 times the effect on the SEO. And then these numbers are I just made them up. It depends on how good and how bad different pages are. But it all comes down to that if you have an optimized page, you would have a lot better effect on the SEO, but you still have to have the sales. If you don't have the sales, the not as optimized page would win. Okay, so there's a lot to go through with the SEO, and I won't really talk a lot about it. Just mentioning it, and I will send out all the slides later, so you can have a check yourself. But really, what matters for the SEO is the sales, conversion rate, keywords, all the reviews, your brand. If your brand sells a lot of other products with success, you will probably have an easier time with a new product you sell on Amazon. Click-through rate. So when consumer search for example, omega-3, if they click your image, it will help the SEO. Time on page, so time on your product page, it really matters a lot. If they go to your product page and then back immediately, it will have a pretty bad SEO effect. And it is also, this one is really important, so inventory. It is super important on Amazon to never be without inventory. You always have to be able to sell your product in order to show up on Amazon, because why would really Amazon show you to the customer if you don't have an inventory? So always have an inventory. This is why you can see on Amazon sometimes a product that has been priced at, for example, $20 each month for 5 years, just from nowhere goes up to $60 because they don't want to sell out. It's much better to have such a high price that no one buys it than going out of inventory. And the images is really important as well. Have a lot of images is important, and great images. So this is not really the next slide, but correlation. How do you say causality? Causality. So as you can see, some of these depends on each other. For example, if you have a lot of images on your product page, it will probably make the consumers stay on your page for a longer time as well. So I'm not sure really about what makes the difference, and Amazon says they are sure, but I'm pretty sure Amazon don't know either. And the algorithm is too big for anyone to really know what happens when you use a lot of parameters and blend them together. So sales and conversion. So it's a lot to go through as well, but one really important thing is the FBA versus FBM. So this is the two different ways to sell on Amazon. This one is fulfilled by Amazon, FBA fulfilled by merchant. So this is the one where you would send in your inventory to Amazon and they would sell out to each customer. The thing is that for all these Prime members, they have a lot of advantages when they see a product with FBA. They get free shipping, fast shipping, etc. And they know that they can trust Amazon. So this is actually really important to increase the conversion rate, even if it is probably not. But if it would be cheaper for you to sell FBM to fulfill your orders yourself, it could be worth selling FBA anyways, because it will make the sales go up. And when the sales go up, it will also affect the SEO. So you will get a lot of benefits from selling FBA. Brand can be really important on Amazon as well, because if you have a brand registered on Amazon, you can use a lot of other features that the other sellers couldn't use. For example, videos on the product page, a lot more pictures. You could also build a storefront, which is basically your own page on Amazon, where you can showcase all your products, your brand. You can have brand videos, show up different categories with products. Reviews. Okay, so I won't really talk much about this. I think it would take too much time. Basically, I will send out the slides, and as you can see, a lot of things go out, affects the sales and the conversion rate. So about ads. Ads is something a lot of companies I talk with doesn't like. They don't want to spend money on ads. They just want the free traffic from Amazon and spend their ads on, for example, Google or Facebook, where they can send people to their own website. The thing is that if you want to sell a lot of products on Amazon, you want to have you want to show up when a customer searches for your product or your product category. And if you don't show up from the beginning because new products doesn't show up, why would Amazon show your products if they don't have any records of sales? They don't show up. So a really important thing for ads is to use them when launching, so you can get the first sales, the first reviews, etc. And also, ads are actually converting really well on Amazon because customers are there to buy. On Google, they often search for information, for videos, etc. But on Amazon, they search to buy. So the conversion rate is often really high. You can make product ads where, like on Google, where you would show up in the search result and it just says sponsored. But you could also do brand ads, which would showcase your brand and a couple of your products and often your logo. And they both works good if you use them right, but it's a lot of optimizing, using, for example, negative keywords, broad match, base match. I'm sure all of you doesn't know about this, but it is the same as for Google. So external traffic, it could be really nice and important to send traffic to Amazon. So if you have, for example, an emailing list, you could send traffic to Amazon. The thing is that Amazon has a referral fee, which is pretty high, 15% usually. So a lot of companies doesn't want to send their own traffic to Amazon. They would rather send it to their own website, which is pretty logical. However, with the effect from SEO on Amazon, the end result could still be much better if you would send the traffic to Amazon. Because when the sales come in from that external traffic, you would rise in SEO, and the total volume you could sell and the total profit could be higher.
So what do you mean by the referral fee?
So Amazon have a referral fee for all the sales you make on Amazon.
Oh, you mean okay. So not because you send external traffic
No,
to
yeah, it has
it's
nothing
just
with
the
external.
general referral.
Exactly. Thank you. Also, it is a great way to get your first reviews. You don't really want to have a product on Amazon for a long time without reviews. It wouldn't convert good, and the ads wouldn't be that good either. So external traffic could be, for example, a launching campaign where you would send in a lot of traffic in the start to get reviews and get the momentum on Amazon going. It is also really important because you have a lot of control with your own traffic. Sometimes Amazon is Amazon and they just, for example, says no, you can't use ads anymore because you haven't used them in the correct way and you're suspended to use ads for 30 days. That could, I've never heard about exactly that case, but that could happen. So what you could do then is to use your external traffic to not lose in SEO ranking. really you could for a shorter time use your external traffic only to Amazon in order to keep up your sales volume and therefore also the SEO. And there are a lot of different times where external traffic and the control you get from it is really useful. So exposure, you could get a lot of other exposure from Amazon, especially if you have a registered brand on Amazon. They have, for example, something really interesting called Launchpad, which is it is a bit like Kickstarter, but on Amazon, and they are really proud about Launchpad. So if you get on their Launchpad, you get a lot of sales through that, just because you have a unique product, a unique brand, and you wouldn't have to spend anything on sale or advertising or getting into Launchpad. They also have Prime Day, which is basically like Black Friday, but only on Amazon for Prime members. And last year, Prime Day was bigger on Amazon than Black Friday and Cyber Monday together. Yeah.
How would you come to the Launchpad? Would you be approached by Amazon?
So you have to have an account on Amazon, and you have to have the specific product put up on Amazon. You also need to have 5 reviews, I think, and then you can ask Amazon.
So you kind of apply for it.
Yeah, you apply for it, and then they decide basically. And you also have to have your brand registered on Amazon. So Prime Day. Last year, Amazon sold 175 million products in 48 hours on Prime Day. So huge number. And Prime Day is one of these days where Prime members can get a better deal than other people. So that is one of the reasons why there are so many Prime members. They also have something called Lightning Deals, which is basically daily deals or weekly deals. They are really great, but if you are okay with having a deal on your products, you could get a lot of exposure from having it. There are, yeah.
Sorry, Prime Day, is that would require that you sell FBA then?
No, actually not. But either if you sell FBA or if you have sold on FBM for a long time and you have a good, so you can get reviews on products, but also as a seller. So if you have good seller reviews, you could get on the Prime Day as well and sell your products, because you'll have to prove Amazon that you can ship in time, etc., and then you will get accepted for Prime shipping.
Okay.
Yeah, but you also have to offer free shipping for millions of people
Okay.
within a huge area. And there are other ways to get more exposure as well, but these are maybe the biggest ones. So to summarize all the Amazon optimization, a unique product is really important. Working with Amazon SEO, sales, conversion rate, ads, external traffic, and extra exposure. So two questions I get a lot is, so how do you get on top in the search results, and how big budget do we have to have for ads? In order to reach for example spot 1, 2, 3 on Amazon SEO or search result, you would of course have to work a lot with the SEO, with the conversion rate. We also have to make pretty much the same volume in sales as the current number 1, 2, 3 sellers, because Amazon wants to show the biggest sellers to the consumers. They want to make the most money. So that's why, for example, ads is really important, because you can get a lot of sales through ads, and then when you get sales enough to reach, for example, spot 12, you get some organic traffic from Amazon, so you get more sales and maybe reach spot 8, etc. And then if you run more ads, you could eventually reach spot 1, or if you have a really great product, of course. The numbers aren't exact. Maybe you have to just sell half of the number one because your conversion rates and your SEO is much better. But it's a nice way to at least put up some number to try to reach for. So how big budget do we have to use for ads? So as I said, it all depends on your goals really. But as I said, if you want to reach spot 1 to 3, just take a look on how much they sell, and you can use third-party tools to get the numbers, and then just make the math and see how much ads you will have to run. Look up on. I probably forgot to mention that, but Amazon ads are pay-per-click, so you pay for each click, and there is a bidding auction on the clicks, just as on Amazon. So you would have to look at your specific category and see how much each click costs, and then do the math and have the number for the budget with it. So an example for a campaign on Amazon, how we go with it. I don't know why all the numbers disappeared. So steg 0, step 1. Look at the market, do your research. Are there competitors that have a huge sales volume on Amazon? Probably you could have it as well. Step 2 is, I mean, it depends on your company and your current work, but start to think about external traffic, because that takes a lot of time to build up. If you would use, for example, SEO on Google, content marketing. Also look at how you want to sell, FBA or FBM. And you could actually sell some products FBA and some FBM. You don't have to sell all your products the same way. But you have to start looking at this pretty early. Then you just have to register all your products, your company, and start to think about SEO, because you will have to create, for example, all the texts you need for the product pages. Next step, this is probably where you have launched your product or products. So you would have to work with ads, probably, external traffic, and the extra exposure you will get from, for example, Launchpad. And the last step really is to work with reviews. You could, for example, send out emails to all the customers on Amazon and ask them if there is any problem with the product and if they want to give your product a review. And also analyze SEO and ads and keep working on it all the time, basically. So that's pretty much it.